Hey, sorry about the lack of video lately. I have been busy, but now I'm going to make more videos, and this is my first official video of 2024, so I hope you like it. By the way, this video has no script. Sorry for that. Hello guys and pals and anyone in between, it's me Lara and welcome to my channel. Recently I have getting a new hyperfixation, the DreamWorks Trolls franchise. There are a lot of things that I could say about this franchise, including the fact that a lot of people hate those films because apparently they are too childish, and honestly this is not a criticism that I take very seriously, if you can consider that criticism to begin with. But it is a franchise that I find that is very enjoyable and very fun to watch, and so I don't really care about those criticisms. And in case you don't know the franchise, there are different kinds of trolls and they all represent 6 different genres of music. There are the pop trolls who are very happy and colorful, the techno trolls who look a lot like mermaids, the country trolls who have a western style but also look like centaurs, the fun trolls who have my favorite designs and also have this appearance more similar to giraffes, and they also have this more surreal vibe to them that is pretty cool too. There are the classical trolls who have this more angelical vibe to them and also have this appearance similar to cherubs. And there are the rock trolls that look like they came straight from Hot Topic. There are subgenres, but the only ones that appear in the films are K-pop, reggaeton, smooth jazz, and yodeling. I have no idea that was a subgenre of music, but okay. Other genres of music and subgenres were never really mentioned or even referenced in the franchise, and this is honestly kinda disappointing. And that's why the fans like to imagine those different genres of music being represented as trolls in this universe, and like to also design and make trolls based around those concepts, like folk music, pop rock, indie, electro, etc. You can even find fan arts and OCs based around those concepts, and they are very unique. You can find them everywhere, honestly. And that was the thought I had when I decided to make my own OC based around one specific kind of genre of music that I have not seen being done before, and that genre being Samba. If you don't know, I am Brazilian, and Samba is a big part of my culture. And even if I'm not the biggest fan of my country's music, I can't ignore the impact that it has in my culture and how happy I am to see it being represented in media such as movies and even games. So that's exactly what I did. I made an OC based on Samba. And yes, Samba is a genre of music, it's not just a genre of dance, they are both inseparable. So let's just start this thing. So to begin with this design, I decided to base around on Samba dancers and also on carnival queens. If you don't know much about carnival, by the way, it is basically carnival. I literally did this character design mostly because of carnival, because I do not commemorate parties, I don't go out, I don't do those stuff. So I decided to just make this character to represent my culture but also to commemorate carnival, which is a celebration that every February 13, which is basically just partying and parades. I don't go out much, I don't care about parties. But carnival is a big thing about my culture. It's a big thing here. So I decided to spot and to base myself on that. So for her design I decided to give her like a lot of feathery styles to her. I started with a feather crown that is more reminiscent of, again, carnival queens who mostly have those kinds of feathers in their heads. Carnival queen is a woman who dress in very extravagant clothing for those parties, mostly like very colorful types of outfits. It's a little bit of a showing skin sometimes, and it's very unique for them. I also decided to base a lot of her way of dressing and way of acting too. Her hair is very colorful and has the 3 colors of the Brazilian flag, yellow, green, and blue, and her feathers are the color blue as well. I decided to give her a white top with 2 different kinds of necklace, one being a pearl necklace with pink pearls in it, and a flower necklace. which is very common in Brazil too, to have those kinds of fake flowers as flower necklace. So I give her armbands with feather ties, and her dress is made of feathers too. She doesn't wear pants. She mostly wear like a secondary. She doesn't have a kind of like it's not a skirt, I think. She also has umbrella, rainbow umbrella, which is very common in during carnival. And basically, that's basically it. I didn't do much with her design. She's colorful, and she also has very simple colors as well. Very simple for carnival. I'm not a professional character designer. I just made this design to celebrate carnival in general. And to talk about her character, I even created an entire lore for her. So basically, her name is Festivia, and she's the queen of carnival. She lives in Carnival Village, and where is a very distant place from the Troll Kingdom. It's a village composed by parties and parades every day, and it's basically always celebrating anything. They mostly dance and sing the whole time. One of the very current activities that they do is football or soccer, but mostly they call football. Their local fauna is birds because birds are very common fauna in Brazil, and they are very colorful. They have confettis. They have a lot of different cuisines. It's very unique. Their vibe is very tropical as well. It's a very tropical village, to be honest. It's colorful. It's very happy-go-lucky, and it has a lot of beaches. It has a lot of forests, and I don't really have much to say about her character besides those simple things, because honestly this is this whole unscripted. But basically, she's very kind, and her songs are very simple. She's very singable. If she was to be canon in the universe of trolls, she would be very happy to meet other trolls, and Viva and Poppy would be good friends. Honestly, she's a very responsible queen. She's much older than the other characters. Between Poppy, Viva, and her, she's older than Viva, so she's much older. She's very wise and very kind. She likes dancing the whole time, and no matter the music, she's always going to be dancing and tipping her toes all the time. It's very easy for her to get lost in song and getting lost in dancing, because it's a big part of her. She loves dancing, she loves her people, and she loves, everything. That's basically it. I don't have much to say about her besides the fact that I just did this design very quickly, and I also lost a limited amount of footage as well. And I also was listening to a lot of real songs when doing her design, because why not? So because I don't have much to say about her, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Trolls as a franchise itself, because I already have a video in plans. But again, none of this is scripted because I'm just having fun. I just do this for fun. So, how did I met the Trolls franchise? I knew this since the beginning, honestly. I watched the first movie with my sister and my father against his will when I was young, and when the movie came out on theaters. The second movie I heard it was on theaters, but I never really watched it, so it took me a while to actually care about it. The minute I heard about this movie, it was bad, but then I watched the movie and it wasn't really that bad. I actually really loved this movie. I think the story and the themes of the movie are much better. I wish Trollex was more in the movie, honestly. I wish the other trolls, the other characters were included. That is no excuse to not add Trollex more in the movie, because it's literally Anthony Ramos. They already have a character, Anthony Ramos is literally Puss in Boots. They just made a movie about Puss in Boots. Is Anthony Ramos. Why did they not give more focus on Trollex? He has such a cool design, but he had 2 lines of dialogue. He had very few lines of dialogue and doesn't do anything for the rest of the movie. For the rest of the movie, he's just kidnapping the corner and never doing anything. He still has a cool design, and I really love it, and I wish he was in the show. Too bad he's not, at least for once, which is sad. And I only heard a lot bad stuff from him for that, which was kind of similar to the Transformers movies. I hear a lot of people saying that, oh, the Transformers movies are bad. I watched the Transformers movies. They really are bad. like very very bad. Oh my god, what they did to this Transformers franchise. But then I watched the Trolls movies, and I was just having fun from beginning to end. I was not stopping. To this day, I still have Better Placing stuck in my head. To this day, I still have Just Sing stuck in my head. The songs in this franchise are just really good. And yes, it is a Jukebox musical, but who cares? I never had a problem with that. I don't understand why people have problems with Jukebox musicals. But honestly, people have problems with musicals in general, so I don't really care about that. But honestly, I never really understand why people are so, like, against the mere fact to have this idea of Jukebox musicals. And Trolls is a very simple franchise. It's not that deep. Like, why are people taking this franchise so serious when the franchise itself doesn't take itself too seriously? And then I watched the movies, and then I watched all the movies together alongside the the holiday specials with my sister on New Year's Eve. It was literally the last day of 2023, and I decided to watch the movies because I couldn't stop seeing Trolls on my social media, on my feed. I was seeing it on Tumblr, I was seeing like on Twitter, I was seeing on Instagram, I was seeing on YouTube. I couldn't stop seeing clips. Like the first thing I saw of clips from characters from the third movie was like the famous clip of that's being redone review over and over again from Velvet and Veneer of them talking about their backstory, and basically Veneer is just really funny. This movie, those two are just iconic. And like, I don't really care if you don't like the Trolls franchise. If you don't care, that's completely fine. You don't really need to like this franchise to understand that. It's just like, don't try to be mean to the people who actually like this franchise. Don't say that if people don't have any taste on movies or animation media. Don't say that people have bad taste. Don't say that people were dumb for liking this movie. Don't call people children or babies for liking this franchise. Because I have seen so many hate for Trolls that I do not understand why. It's for kids. It's for kids. Who cares? It's a kids franchise. It's not that deep. It's not supposed to be taken too seriously. Yes, some of the themes, especially in the second movie, are very serious, but honestly, who cares? It's a movie for kids. It's a movie to turn off your brain. You don't need to think too much about those movies. The movies don't want to be receiving an Oscar. It did receive an Oscar for Best Soundtrack, the first movie, especially because of the, that song. But honestly, I do not understand why people hate this franchise so much as they do, because there is nothing in this franchise that really makes it seem like it's deserving of this hatred. There is nothing in this franchise. There's nothing offensive. There is nothing really bad about this franchise. It's just a franchise for kids with cool songs to turn off your brain. You don't need to care about what is going on. You don't need to think too much. Some people do, some people don't. I don't care. Trolls franchise is just to have fun. It's just to be fun. Like, you don't need to really think too hard about that. It's just for fun. This movie is fun. And like, the people who works in those movies seem to have a lot of fun. The clips of the voice actors on the voice acting booths, just having a lot of fun. Like, it's just really fun to see this happen. And then there was also, of course, the third movie. It was really fun. I really loved that movie. I started to fall in love with the characters. I fell in love with this universe. And now I'm making fan art. I'm making ships. I'm reading fanfic. I'm writing fanfic. I'm making fan arts of the characters. I'm making OCs. I'm making... I don't know what else I can do. I literally entered a Discord server that has a lot of fun people there. Again, the community is really cool. It's really chill when they are not like talking about Splinter Cell or something. And like, you don't need to like something can be very simple and not have the most deep and understanding writing and the most amazing writing, and you still can have fun with that. Like, let people enjoy stuff, even if it's not for you, even if it's not something that you care about, even if it's not something that big or it has the best writing. I'm the type of person who is very is not the most critical person in the world. I am one of the only people in the world who do not understand the hatred and dislike that people have from the movies, from the plain movies. I still a far defender that the plain movies aren't as bad as people say it is, because I do not see anything that would make me feel like, oh, those movies are bad, they are trash, they are awful. I couldn't care less about what you think about it, because there is nothing in those movies that really make any sense for me for people to hate it so much. And that's how I feel about the Trolls movies. I don't understand why people hate them so much. Why? Why can't you people just have fun watching a kids movie or a kids show or whatever? That's the fun of it. I watch the Trolls movies, I feel like a kid again, and I like to feel like a kid. Because I do not like to feel like an adult. I don't like to remember the fact that I am already 20 years old and I still don't get a job and I live in the houses of my parents. I do not care about that. I do not want to think the fact that I already an adult. I don't like being an adult. It kind of feels annoying. It feels boring. Being an adult is boring. Being a kid is much more fun because you can do a lot of things. You can dream, you have dreams and expectations and stuff. And then you're an adult and all of this go down the drain, and it's kind of annoying. Just let people enjoy things. And that's something that I really want to talk about in the future. I want to talk about those movies, about this franchise, about everything related to this community. Because Trolls is fun. And it should be fun. It was made to be fun. It was made to be simple. It wasn't made to be taken too seriously like some people do. It's just made to be funny. It's just made to be silly. It's just made to be stupid. I love the Trolls franchise because it's a stupid franchise. And I love the characters because they're stupid. I love everything about this franchise. And I do not understand why people hate it so much. Does it have flaws? It does. Is it perfect? No. It has a lot of flaws, a lot of issues, like the writing isn't the greatest, especially with the first movie that is the weakest and has a lot of problems with that, especially with the implication of the message that a lot of people take like people are mixed about the message of the first movie. Like even I am like, what is supposed to be the message of the movie? That you can only be happy, that you can only be happy by being happy, that people are not allowed to like feel sad a little bit. I feel very like I like the fact that the second movie kind of criticized Poppy as a character who doesn't listen to people. I like that. I love Poppy. I love the characters. Like, if I could say anything, I would say like, when you start liking a character to the point that he starts to become the only thing that goes in your mind, and then you also start to making fanfic that is basically just hurt and comfort, and you basically mentally torture this character to a point of no return. Let's say that's me with Clay. Because that's me with Clay. I don't know why. I started reading, I really need to talk about my fanfics and my reels. But, I don't have much to say about it right now. I really don't. So, this is Festivia, the queen of the Samba trolls and the queen of carnival. I don't really have much to do with much to say. That's all I can actually show for now. But in future, I'm going to talk more about Trolls because I really, really like this franchise now and I really want to talk about it. Hopefully it doesn't go away and I get hyper fixated on something else. Probably, I don't know. But I really hope you guys liked her. And for my Brazilian viewers, Feliz Carnaval todo mundo! This was Lara speaking. Bye!